a little discombobulated here. Like, this is what it feels like to be a champion.
I don't know if I ever thought I'd feel this feeling before.
Like, this is the closest thing so far. Like, now I want a Stanley Cup just that much more.
And with a bunch of guys who have a
First of all,
championship like this now too, they got to be pushing the big boys. And they did mention there in the speech from the commish, right? Big thing for the Abbotsford Canucks
yep.
organization.
Oh, it's huge. And like, I think he mentioned their record going back into the regular season, like 39-10-1 to finish the year. Like, that's unreal. But Manny wasn't ready to coach in the NHL, and Silovs was never going to get it done in the playoffs. And I mean, this whole team all year has grown so much under Malhotra and the coaching. That run from January on wasn't a fluke. They kept going on those long win streaks, and you can see why. Just the way they fight hard, even when they're behind in a game. Tonight came from down and didn't give up. And once they get that lead, they make it really tough for the other team to come back. They just don't make mistakes very often. And when they do make mistakes, Silovs, I mean, 2.01 goals against average and a 931 save percentage in the playoffs. Those are unreal numbers.
Well, you look at it here. I've got the stats that you want, but you don't really need. I've slightly updated it just with some of the numbers because I wanted to show this to everyone. So by the end of this, just this series, if we're talking about just this series, Artur Silovs faced 229 shots from the Charlotte Checkers and only allowed 15 goals, which means that their shooting percentage was 6.55, which quick math means that he had a 9.345 save percentage in the Calder Cup Finals, a 93%, almost a 94% in the Calder Cup Finals, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, unreal. And I mean, add on to that 5 shutouts, 3 in series clinching games. Like, this guy's superhuman when it comes to like championships or world international play. If he can use this as motivation to push in the NHL, I mean, he will be pushing hard for the backup job, which is not guaranteed to be Demko's anymore. I mean, after that performance and bringing home the MVP trophy, how do you deny him a promotion to the NHL? It's really tough. And, man, there's so many guys on this team. This team is so young. There's so many guys on this team that are going to go into development camp and training camp and just be so friggin' jacked up and ready to go. And they're going to push hard for some of those open positions. And I just can't wait now to get to training camp.
Yeah, and it's only a couple months away now because we're playing all the way into the end of June here.
I know the draft is in 2 days?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy too, right? Because we talked about the ice conditions, and it was obviously a problem pretty much the whole night. Not really much time on the ice, and the puck is rolling and bouncing. But luckily this time it was rolling on the Charlotte Checkers just as much as it was rolling on the Canucks. And I think the Canucks, even more than the first 2 games, I think they did a much better job of understanding that rolling puck and making sure they're just that ever so touch further back in their zone. So when the puck does roll on someone, they've had a man back. And I think they did a much better job tonight at dealing with the bad ice.
They absolutely did, for sure. And that's the adjustments that Malhotra has made every series, every game. I mean, up until the Calder Cup Finals, he had changed out 2 players every single game of the playoffs. Like, it was a next man up mentality. Everyone was ready to go. They even had some young guys along for the ride. I mean, Sawyer Mignot has been practicing with the team along with this whole championship run. So he has got a great taste going into his first professional season next year of what it's going to take to get to the end and to win. All of these guys now have learned how to win and learned how to push above and become a team and work together. And it was a top to bottom win from start to finish, and just incredible stuff and adjustments made by Malhotra. And I can't thank you enough for asking me to do this with you, and for asking me to focus on the Abbotsford Canucks, because to see the growth of our prospects going into next season has been a huge gift that I didn't even know I was missing out on. I didn't realize how watching them would almost reignite my passion as a Canucks fan, because of all the turmoil that went on with the big club this year. It was a nice distraction to be following this club and seeing the growth that is coming along to supplant that bad going into next year. There's just so much good now with the organization. It's almost a reset um, of everything bad that happened. All these young guys are just going to be fired up and ready to go. And it's really going to force the veterans to be on their toes and ready to go as well.
Yeah, speaking of veterans, nice to see John Stevens coming out in full gear. Didn't play. I don't know if he got a game in the playoffs as whole, but man, he has been an absolute beast for the Abbey Canucks over the years. So good to see him being able to come out and hoist that cup. The other one you mentioned, Sawyer Minio. They also had Vilmer Ulrichsen traveling with the team as well, practicing. So a couple of the young prospects that people are getting pretty high on there. Cole McWard still with the team, and Christian Felton. So a bunch of guys with the team practicing. So nice to see some of these guys also getting the praise for working hard in practice as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just been incredible experience, and I can't wait to see those guys in games. I mean, Vilmer Ulrichsen, he's 6'6" and 230. So I can't wait to see what he brings to prospect camp. I can't wait to see those boys in Canucks jerseys, whether it's a big club or small club.
Well, the other thing I wanted to touch on was the special teams tonight, because obviously Canucks end up having to kill off 4 power plays. They end up killing off all of them, and then they make good on one of their 2 power plays, scoring 50% on the power play tonight. Pretty huge for a team on the road to kill off 4 penalties and score on the power play. So the special teams game was won by the Canucks tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, if you look at what their penalty kill was, 88% over the playoffs. That's going all the way into the Calder Cup Finals. I
Yeah.
mean, that's unreal. So it's not crazy for them to kill off 4 in a game. I mean, they went on a run there where they didn't give up any in the playoffs for, I think, 3 series. I think. So it's just really a testament to the system that they play, and they don't take too many chances on the penalty kill. And when they cycle, there's always a guy filling in the hole, and they work together as a 4-man unit better than anyone I've seen in a long time. When you watch this team, it looks a lot like the structure that the 2011 Canucks played with when they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. And that's all experience from Manny Malholtra's playing days. He was along for that ride, and now that translates into his coaching. He knows how to communicate with the players. He knows how to be personable with them and be social with them and joke with them. And every time I see a clip of a player talking about him, they talk about how incredible he is and how easy it is to go to him, even if you have a problem, and they just talk it out. You can see every time, like even at practices, everyone's smiling, even though they're working their butts off. And you see how well our centers do in the face-off dot. We saw it with Aturatu when he was up with the big club as well. All that is work with Manny Malhotra and Harry Mahesh and these guys down in Abbotsford. And also credit to Justin Pogge, who Silovs had a couple of really bad games early in these playoffs. And after some work with Pogge, he worked out some of those kinks and was really starting to play smarter on the distance shots. And the goaltending coaching has been incredible all season long. And to get him back on track in the playoffs was great. And yeah, I'm speechless almost in the sense of I don't really know what other praise to throw at the club? It's all stuff I've been saying all year, and at this point, it's just like I'm a broken record.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing, right? Like when I asked you to come and help out, I didn't know what it was all going to turn into, and I appreciate the amount of work. We've got the Rusty and Dusty sideshows, I think, up to like 90, and the post games up to like 80, something like that, in the playlist that I got running. So you've been here, you have been the biggest supporter of this channel, so I appreciate everything you've done, and it's been fun for us to keep our eyes, like you said, on this Abbotsford team. Look at this. Like, they had 9 power play goals against in the entire playoff run. In 24 games, they only allowed 9, and they scored 18 power play goals. So they're almost, just below a goal a game on the power play, and they only allowed a goal like every other game, less than every other game on the power play. So, but the thing is, and I mean, you've talked about this off air, everyone else has been getting into this now, and they're like, so shocked by everything they're seeing from this Abby Canucks team. And I'm like, bro, we've been following them the whole season. This is nothing new for us. They've been on a tear ever since January. They're pulling off a St. Louis Blues Cup run, and they just completed it.
Absolutely. It's absolutely like that St. Louis Cup run. And I mean, it's just so funny. Like Sammy Blais was a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had that experience with St. Louis. And you saw everything he did in these playoffs, getting the power play goal tonight with a wicked shot from the sidewall, beating Kakkonen on the far side and throwing his weight around all playoffs long, just absolutely dominating in that avenue, getting in the other team's head. We talked about how that he had Charlotte shying away from hits over this series. And not just him, Tristan Nielsen with some big hits over the series. Everyone getting in on the action. Karlsson, 2-way game over the playoffs was unreal. Like, if he can push next year into the NHL and show some of that, he's like Alex Burrows, but half a foot taller and a little more grit and almost more scoring upside. So, if he's ready to make that jump after this playoff push, like that could be a huge extra winger. When we're in dire need of top 6 wingers, we could have one ready to go in Linus Karlsson. Danila Klimovich really took a leap in these playoffs as well, with some huge goals. Scored the overtime winner in game 2. Or game 2, game 1?
Game 1, the double overtime winner.
Game 1, yes. Double overtime winner in game 1. So yeah, we had tons of the young guys that are like right on that fence that we've kind of talked about for the last few years, going into prospect camp. It's like, when are they gonna get over that hump and get to the next level? Well, this playoff run is going to push them to the next level, and they're going to be so ready to go for training camp. I just can't wait. These guys probably don't even want the summer to happen. I'm sure that they'll change their mind in a couple days when the adrenaline wears off and the injuries start to set in. But they are going to be raring to go in September when it's prospect camp, and I can't wait.
Katie, your better half. Great year. Great stream. Thank you, Rusty, Dusty, and Mod. $6.99 dono coming in from your better half. Thank you, Katie. We appreciate you, because I know Dustin wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Absolutely. Yep. No, tons of support from Katie. And again, like she said, thank you, Mods, for all the work you've done all season long. And, I can't wait to do little check-ins over the summer when things happen and talk Canucks with you. And then I just can't wait till next season and keep the growth going. I had no idea I was going to love this as much as I do. And, I'm just excited to keep it going.
You can tell you love it because you're doing a really good job too, bro. Yeah, I can't tell you how well you've done. You're like the number one guest, and that's not just because you're on the show all the time. It's because you are very good at what you do. You know hockey. You played it. You coached it. You were a referee, so you come from a whole bunch of different angles. And I know that chat and everyone who watches appreciates that as well.
Well, thank you for saying that. And I just want to do the best I can for you and support the channel and keep the growth going. And yeah, wherever we go from here, let's do it.
3 stars of the game. Last one we're gonna do for the year. Might be a bit of a difficult one in a tight game. But if you're picking the 3 stars of the game today, Dustin, who are you giving them to?
So if I'm picking the 3 stars, I'm giving it to Archer Silovs for another wicked performance. 28 saves on 30 shots against. Second star, Linus Karlsson, game winner, had a couple of amazing blocked shots in that third period there. One on that toe drag that looked like, I think Jordan had it there right in front, or not Jordan, Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard had it right in front. And it looked like he was going to snap one top corner, and Karlsson threw his body in the way. And when you see the leading scorer sacrificing his body like that, you just know that the championship is right around the corner because everyone has bought in.
Yeah. So it ends up actually.
And then third star, I would probably give to I don't know. Third star would be the tough one, right? Like Leonard had a good game. Devine had a good game. Sammy Blais had another good game. Even Kakkonen had a pretty okay game. So yeah, it would be a tough one for me to pick a third star in this one.
Yeah, it ends up being the young guy, which we've talked a lot about after he got inserted in the lineup. Ends up being Linus Karlsson takes the first star with the goal there. Archdeep Bains gets the second star with 2 assists, and then Jack Devine getting the complimentary Charlotte Checkers star with his goal. But yeah, I mean, Jack Devine, we talked a lot about. He came in, he's played 3 games now, and he's got 4 points in that 3 games. So big work from the young guy. So the Florida Panthers have more spoils of riches coming up through the system, I guess.
Yeah, of course, just what they need. and you know, if there was strictly a finals MVP, Archdeep Bains would have to be in that conversation.
Yeah.
The run that he went on at the very right time, getting hot, was perfect. Being that supporting goal scorer through the finals was huge, and nice to see for him. And maybe he as well has one of his better training camps, and can maybe push for a 4th line role next year, or be one of those first call ups instead of, you know, getting lost in the AHL shuffle. But I really, it's hard to say with him because I think he's another one of those waiver guys. So he may end up being just a trade add-in, or end up with a career in the AHL. But really happy for him to get a championship, and for Jujhar Khaira, who came in at the trade deadline, a great acquisition by Ryan Johnson to bring in him and a veteran presence who has a lot of NHL experience as well. Had a great playoffs. Him, Smith, and Blais together was a great line, and yeah, just can't say enough good about the way this team played all together.
I mean, the other candidate that might be for playoff MVP, if it was just for the whole playoffs, Linus Karlsson ends up scoring more than anyone else in the whole playoffs with 26 points in 24 games. So he actually went off, ends up with 14 goals in the playoffs, which is insane. That's like a 0.66 goals per game or something like that. So really good work from the man that we're doting over and hoping to make the roster next year.
Well, 1, 2, 3 in playoff scoring.
Yep.
Linus Karlsson, Archdeep Bains, Sammy Blais. Karlsson 1.08 points per game. I mean, when you have 1, 2, and 3 in the playoffs, I mean, yes, they played more than a lot of other teams, but they performed, and it's just a great stuff.
Well, and then interesting, the commissioner comes out, does his little speech, and I didn't realize this either. The first Pacific Division team to ever win the Calder Cup, which is another huge achievement.
Yeah, that's crazy.
West Coast team, I guess it is that travel going over the East Coast, totally different for them. But my goodness, like Abbotsford doing more than just history for the organization, history for the league, winning the first one for the West Coast.
Yeah, you got to love it. And absolutely, like Blais needs to be signed. He will be signed on July 1st, 100%. And I really hope it's us. I think he would be incredible in even a 4th line role, and just tell him to hit anything that moves. And if he sees the puck in front of the net, shoot it.
Imagine him and Sherwood on the line together.
Oh my God. He wouldn't be able to move.
Oh yeah. I think one of the disappointments for me for this run was Achu Rachu being hurt, because obviously this would have been huge for his development. But hopefully he can get all healed up and be ready to have a good training off season, be ready for cap next year.
Oh, for sure. And also Neil Zoman was out the entire run as well, which was unfortunate.
And I mean, you mentioned too the amount of games they played, but that's part of the good part, right? They played 24 games and they played more than anyone because they had to play 5 rounds. The Pacific Division is also the only division that has to play 5 rounds. So an achievement for the Abbey Canucks. They had to battle further than anyone else to get to where they are today, winning the Calder Cup.
Definitely.
Dustin, is there anything you want to say to chat before we let you go for the night?
Thank you, everyone, for an incredible season. Appreciate all the support. I'm absolutely having a blast doing this, and I can't wait for our summer chats and checking in on the draft and free agency. And next season, I will be ready to go and excited, and can't wait to grow the channel even more and get even more involved in whatever way Russ needs me. I'm absolutely excited and can't wait, and appreciate y'all, and hope you have a great summer. And yeah, we'll be here with your Canucks news when it happens.
Yeah, we'll be around. And I figured next year, we started in the preseason this year because we just missed the Young Stars tournament. But coming up in September, it's going to be different this year. This year, it's going to be the Seattle Kraken prospects versus the Vancouver Canucks prospects, in just those two teams playing against each other. So I think the plan will be for the first live stream for live Canucks hockey will be against the Seattle Kraken prospect team. I don't know how many games they're going to play, but we'll be live for that. But we will be live throughout the summer. Like Dustin said, we're going to cover a lot of these different news stories that'll be coming out. But we'll keep you up to date and keep you guys informed as to when we will be live.
We will, for sure.
Dustin, enjoy the win, and tell your wife hello for me, and we'll chat again soon, brother.
Absolutely, and we'll have to have you and Crystal over to the new house very soon.
Sounds good, brother. Talk to you soon.
Nothing is perfect.